Okay, blessings everyone. This is Yanni, the luckologist, only luckologist. Blessing Crowns in Georgia. Today is, what today is? Monday?
Yes.
What date?
Monday.
No, what date?
April 19th.
April, thank you. All right. Jimmy looking at me like, I don't know. We're just going through the days. April 19th. So there's going to be another video after this that I did last year. Because you guys know I didn't work in January because I got sick. This is about textures, soft texture, not good hair, soft textures that can lock. I see some people leave comments saying they look at my video, they have loose natural and they have a misconception that if your hair is very soft, it can't lock. It locks, okay? This queen has been with me for several years. In fact, when I met her, and she's going to tell you just a little bit of her survival. She is a survivor, by the way, a warrior. When I met her, her locks were right here, right? Beautiful gray. But if you guys notice, she has, bend your head a little bit. Thank you, sis. She has that very soft texture. In fact, we were making jokes about it because she's Guyanese, grew up in England. I'm Trinidadian, and we use the same terms. So she would be what you call a dougala. A dougala. All the Caribbean people know what a dougala is. It's not a bad word. It's somebody who have Indian and black parents, right? That's what a dougala is, right? And if you're really from Trinidad, you'll say half-breed. And for all the sensitive people, it's not an insult. That's how we speak, okay? You know that, sis, right? You grew up in school, you're like, yeah, she's a half-breed. It means you're biracial, okay? And you know biracial is more...
More than black and white.
Yeah. The politically correct term. But when you're from our islands, that's the terms we use and we okay with it. Anywho, she has very, very soft hair. So I'm saying this to say, and there's a couple other things I'm going to talk about with her here. One, she's a cancer survivor, right? And all my cancer survivors that's fighting or fought, you know, I love that. And when I met her, I think you had just finished, like the year before, you had just finished chemo and all of that.
Radiation.
Radiation. So could you just give a brief, synopsis of what you went through?
I was diagnosed with mucoepidermoid carcinoma of the soft palate in my mouth.
In the mouth, right.
Of the salivary glands back in 2012. Ended my radiation treatment. I had to have 6 weeks of radiation in August, end of August 2012. Lost like an inch of my hair from ear to ear.
That's due to the radiation?
Back, due to the radiation.
So from here back, you lost your hair.
Notice that the texture going back was extra straight.
Extra, yeah, because in fact your hair is now getting back curly. Yeah. When I met her, it was very soft and it looked like she had a permanent. It was, oh my God, you remember we couldn't lock it in the back?
Yeah.
It could not be locked. In fact, this is a slight separation I'm doing now compared to when we first met her. Woo! You remember them? And I like, thank God you're not tender-headed. And I'm very gentle, despite what you see on video. If you sit in my chair, I'm very, very gentle. We had to, because I don't want to cut, we had to pull apart.
Yeah.
So you didn't go on chemo?
No,
just
no
radiation.
No chemo. I just
okay.
Had
so you're cancer free now.
Yes.
Okay, and I know someone wants to ask, but people who are fighting cancer. So we are talking about not just her texture. We are talking about how the medication, the process to heal, how it affected her texture. And I'm going to do that for people with Graves' disease and how it affected my texture. Medication, existing medical conditions or pre-existing medical conditions affect your hair. So with her, it's cancer. So how did the cancer or the radiation and the radiation affect your hair?
I didn't, like I said, I didn't lose anything apart from ear to ear, about an inch wide around the back of the head. And that is just typical of anyone that's had head and neck cancer, which is what I had, and had been radiated from either side. It's a typical radiation pattern. Right. Had I have had chemotherapy, and depending on the chemo, then I might have lost all my hair,
all your hair, right,
or most of it. Funnily enough, the year before, the November before I was diagnosed, I used to have long hair, and
that's before locks.
Before locks, And so about 8 months before, I decided to cut my hair all off.
Right.
Just go really low.
Right.
As was trending at that time. And I just think it was for preparing me for the journey that I was going to have to go through.
Wow.
So that when I did lose my hair at the back, it wasn't as devastating and traumatic,
it wasn't as traumatized
as it could have been.
Right.
So
there wasn't a significant loss. You can imagine, God forbid, if it was happening, or if you had this back then, you'd have been besides yourself. Right, of course.
Exactly.
Right.
So after the radiation, I really didn't pay much attention to it because the pain I was in through the radiation damage that was caused to my throat was way worse than thinking about what was happening with my hair.
Yeah, because it's here, it grows back. And I always tell people that. It's like, right now, as I said, my hair is going through something. I'll talk about that in a later video. And this is when I talk about it, it's for anybody dealing with hyper or hypothyroid and on the medication. That's another video.
Yeah.
But whatever you have, if it's affecting your hair, remember, focus on the health.
Yes, exactly.
This grows back.
Yeah.
Because like as I said, when I met her, when clients meet me, we talk, we bond. In fact, she designed my wedding cake for me. This is like, we actually supposed to feature her. She's a badass cake, but that's off topic. You know, guys, I'm always plugging somebody, right? She's like a badass cake person. But when I met her, her locks were right, and then she told us, I didn't even know there was something called cancer of the soft palate. I know what the soft palate is. I'm like, shit, you can get cancer there? Like, where don't you get cancer? You know, like
you can get it anywhere.
Anywhere, right?
Anywhere.
And she also developed, if you don't mind me mentioning, because of her medication, she still has it, but it's a lot better. Yeast.
Yeah.
Yep, bad, which is candida. And here how you know you have it. When your hair is wet, I can't show it because Jimmy washed it. Her scalp looks like somebody took toothpaste and pasted it all over her scalp. First time Jimmy saw it, because when she first came, I washed her hair. And I could have taken my fingernails and scrape, and it used to come off like literally something out of a tube. And I knew what it was. And she said, yeah, it's, I've yeast.
One of the side effects.
One of the side effects of the radiation you develop with yeast. Yeah. If you know what yeast is, it's not dandruff, it's not seborrheic dermatitis, it's nothing like that. It is candida.
And it's not down below in your private parts.
No, and it's not in your private. It's not. No. Oh, thanks for telling me that. Right. You're right. I have to mention it. This is not the yeast that, like a yeast infection. Yeast develops in other places. Thrush, what babies get, is yeast. Yeah. All right. It's a form of candida.
And that's the side effect that I get.
Thrush.
After my radiation treatment, I was getting thrush at least twice a month.
A month. Yeah. It's on your tongue. Yeah. If you want to know what it looks like, and Google this. When you stick your tongue out, it look like you put toothpaste on your tongue and paint it in, and you don't scrub your tongue. It's
and
like
it's
a white
painful.
Film. Yeah,
very painful.
And it affects your taste, but it's annoying to have.
Yeah.
Right. Doctors will give you a mouthwash to help with it. You have to drink certain things. But she also had it on her scalp. It is not a yeast infection. It's something completely different. And some people do develop that. Anywho.
Yeah. If you don't catch it in time. Because it can come on very suddenly and very fast. And if you don't catch it in time, then you could. I used to be able to feel it go through my body to come out through my private parts.
To your private parts, right. This is some of the symptoms cancer people with cancer have. Also, like, remember we were just talking, and you guys know I'm very candid. You guys know I have no filter. When I went to my endocrinologist, I was telling her, like, I never had yeast infections before like that, because I don't eat a lot of bread, rice and stuff. And I noticed since I got diagnosed with Graves' disease, I've been getting them. And she said, that's because it's autoimmune. That's kind of common for some women, right? I'm telling you all this so that you're all aware. Anybody want to point and be like, hey, Yanni got a yeast infection, they could kiss my ass for that shit, right? You all know I do not get embarrassed. Like, this is what happens to the body, right? In her case, that's what was happening. Now, if you are a cancer survivor, if you are still on the medication and you're getting that white scum, you're going to know when your hair gets wet before you put the soap. Next time she come, Jimmy, did you see it on her scalp? This time?
Just a little.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, you're getting better. And you didn't see me for 6 months, right? The next time, we'll just wet it, and you guys will see what it looks like. It's slight. It was bad back then. It used to run all down. This had sideburns all here. We had to go all behind the ears and, like, get it in. If you have it, the best thing to use is Dr. Bronner's tea tree. That helps with it. Just put a little bit in your hand because that's natural antifungal. You could also mix a little bit of apple cider vinegar with lemon juice in water, any kind of water, don't overthink this, in a normal spray bottle. Before you wash your hair, spray just your scalp because it's in the scalp. Massage it in, leave it in, put like a shower cap on your hair, leave it in for like maybe 30 minutes an hour. Let that penetrate your scalp and then go wash your hair with the tea tree. All right, that combination is antifungal and that's what help you. You don't want to over oil, okay? You definitely don't want to do that if you're fighting something that is affecting. We're talking about hair falling out. It's affecting the scalp, like the candida or the yeast or the thrush we were talking about. All right, pick one oil. You don't want to overdo it. Now let's talk about her texture. As I said, this is, I don't know if we're going 2 parts, but we're dealing with she being a cancer survivor and how it affected, the radiation affected her hair. And we are also dealing with, she has a very soft texture here. When she first came, the first thing she learned is do not wet your hair. She has that texture. You guys saw me do that video with a guy with the freckles who here we were pulling apart and people still asking, does it hurt? It doesn't. Okay? Right. You don't want to wet. This is the texture. Whether you're biracial, whatever you want to call it, that moisture is your enemy. It's going to clump together. The only time her hair gets wet is when she sees Jimmy. Okay? Because she has learned, because first time she came, it was like a big hand. We had to, Jimmy and I got together and did that thing. And I was like, are you wetting your hair up? And she said, yes. I said, sis, you got to stop doing that. All right? So if you have this texture, you're biracial, mixed, whatever you want to call it, whatever word you want to use, you have a very soft texture, you're Hispanic, don't spray water on your hair, stop going under the shower every day and wetting your hair. It's going to clump together and make a big, if that's what you want, fine, it will make a big mass of locks. And you don't want that. You want it separated like this. Up until about 3 years ago, we couldn't do this. It'll be together, right? If you look here, let me show you what it kind of, I think I still have some clumpy parts. Okay, if you guys notice it's still joined, right? So picture this through her entire head. I hope you guys seeing it. See how I have to separate it? And I do it while, it's rare I do that when the person here is dry. The young man with the freckles from the last video last year, his hair had to be done dry because he had a lot of stuff in it. If he had wet it, it would turn like Play-Doh. Her hair is already washed, so it's very easy to pull apart because the hair is still damp. Okay, I'm going to do her hair really quick. I know you guys want to see what her forehead looks like. She has an amazing hairline. Very fluffy, disrespectful hair. That's the way I like it. And stay tuned for the second part of this video. Okay, so we are back. We are done with Gina. This is her hair. Her hair is pretty fast. Plus, I move fast. This took like, what, 45 minutes? So much, yeah. I'm grease lightning when it comes to locking hair. Certain locks. Anyway, it's done. If you guys could see the texture, it's very, very soft. It's very fluffy, but it's very soft, right? Bend your neck a little bit, sis. See a little curly cues right here? I'm not snatching all this up. That's why she still has her hairline all around her. Take off your glasses a little bit, sis. If you look here, if you met me, you know, yep, yeah, I'm telling the truth. I'm leaving your hairline intact. All right, now, I was going to join this video with another video I did last year, but I'm not going to do it because I think what she said about with being a cancer survivor, how medication affects you, what I said, I think this video needs to be by itself. So the message I will give anyone is if you are on medication or dealing with a medical condition, pre-existing or whatever, first of all, you don't want to overdo your hair. You don't know, if you know the effect it has on you, fine. And if it does, if the condition or the medication is affecting your hair, less is, you know, I would say less is more. Less is more than anything, okay? Certain pre-existing medical conditions affect your texture. She already had Sophie. If you guys had seen this years ago, this is the first time you're seeing her. And as I said, when I met her, her hair was right here. This is the length of it now. I asked her, she put a perm in her hair. I'm like, did you put a perm? She had like one texture in the top, one texture in the back. And that's what's happening to me now with Graves' disease, right? Leave your hair alone. Don't overwash because certain medical conditions or the medication and the medication, either or, can dry your scalp out. Remember here, grows from the scalp. You'll find you extra itchy. I've met people with thyroid problems and their hair's constantly scratching. More than ever, you got to drink water. You got to flush that medication out of your system. You have to drink water. And do you drink
I drink
coconut juice, coconut water? Because water does what to you?
It dries me out.
It dries you out. Okay.
And the side effect.
Hold that thought 1 second. Hi, Q. Hi, Q. Are you downstairs? Okay, call me when you're here, please. All right. Sorry, guys. So.
Yeah, the coconut water, actual water dries me out, and that's just a side effect.
That's a side effect
of the radiation.
From the radiation, not the cancer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I get dry mouth.
So you have to keep your mouth moist with coconut water. Okay. Yeah. So you know what works for you. Mm-hmm. The point is you got to stay hydrated. In her case, you have to use coconut water because, you know, right? So, guys, this video is for if you're dealing, just to reiterate, you're dealing with a medical condition, pay attention to your hair. More than ever, stop being obsessed with it. Yeah. Your focus her hair looks like this because she wasn't focused on the hair. Yeah. Right? When I met her, she was a little worried. She's like, Yanni, it's itchy. I have this scum. The second because I used to wash her hair first. I started, that's before Jimmy was washing. And I said, oh, you have thrush. I could fix that. And it was done. And as time goes on, she was fresh out of battling cancer. Now she's better. It is mild compared to how it was. But what I like with Gina, she stopped being obsessed with it. Yeah. Right? And now, if you saw in person, you'll never know she's a cancer survivor. Right? And a warrior. Whatever you're battling, whether it's cancer, thyroid, Graves' disease, myasthenia gravis, I don't care what it is, measles, COVID. We have a client right now, and she stayed as Jimmy's client. She had COVID. It wasn't the COVID, it was the medication they gave her. Her entire hair fell out. She ended up having to cut off what little bit of lock she had left. Right? Now it looks like a cotton ball. She just has white platinum, what do you call it? Silver hair on the top. And Jimmy just washes her hair because it's too soft for us to lock it. So I'm like, girl, just grow an afro. You can stay as Jimmy's client. And I said, take your mind off of your hair. And once she did it, the hair started growing back. This is not about locks. This is about hair. So even if you have loose natural hair, I know a lot of you loose natural people watch my videos. I love you guys. Thanks for the support. It's not about locks. I don't care what hair you have. Take your mind off of it. Focus on getting better. Hair has a way of healing itself. Your body has a way of healing itself. I've been worried. I was worried about my hair. It's kind of frustrating because when I touch my locks, certain locks, I could feel it getting skinny because with the thyroid, the Graves' disease, and the medication, my hair has shed. I'm like, Yanni, what would you tell a client? Leave it alone, which you already do. Yeah. I do my hair once a year or more. I wash my hair like twice a year or once a year. So I'm already doing what, because I'm who I am. And I have to take my mind off of it and just focus on getting better. And once my numbers, my T3s and T4s level off, I know my hair will grow back because I have clients with Graves' disease, hyperthyroid, and all these medical conditions. Yeah. Take your mind off your hair, please. I can't stress that enough. All right, so let me do one go around. And what message would you like to say?
To be truthful, I don't do anything to my hair other than when Yanni and Jimmy touch my hair.
And that
I
is
don't
every
wash
3
it.
months.
I don't put anything in it at all.
Yep. I told you don't oil. Yeah. You don't even oil.
Nothing at all, and it grows like nobody's business.
Yeah, if you are like you are one of my best, you're the poster child for leave your shit alone.
Seriously, just leave it alone.
Leave it alone. You're like the poster child for that. So guys, thanks for watching this video. As I said, today is the 19th, right? Monday the 19th. Hopefully I'll post this tonight. For the people calling to book, I will get to your voicemail. I don't have a secretary or an assistant. I have to return the call. Do not text me to book an appointment. You're not getting a return text because I make it clear I do not return text if you've never seen me. Like these people text me, she and the other girl. You're not on that level yet. Like we don't Nima laughing. We don't know each other like that. Don't be texting me to book an appointment. We have to have a real conversation. Nima, you remember, right? Anybody who know me like she really, like we had to have a conversation because I want to make sure we're a good fit for me to take that appointment. But seriously, don't text me to book. You do not leave emails address. Just call me, speak your name and your telephone number clearly. I'll return your call. You could give a brief description for the reason for your call. Be patient. I'll return your call. If we are booked up, I should say, because I don't overbook. If we are booked up, you see me on the next cycle. It's not that serious. All right? Like, seriously. But also, remember, you could moisten it here with some rose water and vitamin E. For the new people, a spray bottle, half rose water, half vitamin E. I'll put the link for the rose water again. For her locks, I'm the only person who does this. I tell her don't do this herself because she has the clump up here. I forget to mention this. Right? Because of her texture, the moisture is going to clump it up. Because I just did it, I can run my fingers through her locks. And she will not have to do this again. Right? And this is what a healthy head of hair, for the new people that watch my videos, this is why I say I'm not a loctician. I deal with clients like this who need that holistic hair from the inside out. And that's how we develop this for somebody who's been through radiation and God knows what else and all kinds of medication. In fact, she just told me she have Hashimoto's, which is the opposite of Graves' disease. And look how her hair looks. All right? So a lot of us, like I said in my previous video, a lot of us are battling something. Her focus is maintaining health, and the hair knows exactly what it needs to do. And that's the kind of work Jimmy and I do. Okay, thanks for watching. Feel free to share this post. Your hair look amazing, by the way. Beautiful hairline. No, thank you for sticking with me after all these years with my loudness and cussing and shenanigans. You could have been leave. Like, that girl too fucking loud. I wouldn't
have it any other way.
You remember that time you booked me from England? Yeah, she was like, Yanni, I'm in England right now. I'm coming. Like, book me. She hit me up on WhatsApp. Like, Yanni, like, where you at? She's like, I'm in Europe. Like, book me. That's what. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.